There's a lot of Empire War mods out there that definitely make the game look a decade younger. And that can go anywhere between changing the sky maps to making models look a lot more in line with what you see in most games today, and more. But there was one mod for Homeworld Remastered that took my interest, and that was a Star Wars mod called Star Wars Warlords. And we've made episodes going from faction to faction, looking at the model of the ships, looking at the textures, how they look in the engine, and generally how the game plays as well. But unfortunately, today's a little bit of a sad day because we are covering our last faction for the mod, the Confederacy faction. So here I'll be going into some in-depth on some of my favourite ships for this mod, and then possibly in future we'll look at doing some gameplay episodes of this mod as well. In fact, let's make this a question of the day. My question of the day is, would you like to see some Homeworld Star Wars Warlords gameplay videos? This can be with friends or against computers. Just let me know in the comments down below, and judging by the popularity, we may give it a go. But other than that, let's get right into the video. Alrighty, we are here and ready to go. I just want to triple check that there's no enemies around me. Had a bit of a botch up in the last recording where we immediately got attacked. So let's go ahead and get the Vulture droid. We'll also get the HMP droid gunship, the Hardcell, and the Diamond Cruiser. For here we'll get the Wavecrest frigate. For capital ships we'll get the Reticent destroyer, and then we'll get the Munificent, the Providence. Let's get the Lucrehulk battleship variant, Subjugator Star Cruiser, and that should pretty much be it. So there's all our ships here. Whilst they go and get in position, let's just go ahead and start with our Vulture droids. So zooming in right here. They're a little bit of a noisy bunch, as most of these fighters in this mod are, but there is a full squadron of them. And the Vulture droids were unmanned models of a droid starfighter with twin blaster cannons, 2 energy torpedo launchers, and buzz droid missile launchers. They were quite effective fighters during the Clone Wars. But let's have a quick look at these models. We have to... Whoa. Sorry, Subjugator just coming through. It's really hard to zoom in on fighters when they're this small. Like, any touch of the camera just makes them go wild. So let me just go ahead and refocus here. That's as close as I can get in on them. They're very small. So it's kind of like hard to get a full clear view on them. But they look pretty good, you know. For like small fighters. I think, like I mentioned in every episode, the fighters always look pretty good in this Star Wars Homeworld mod. Next, we have the HMP droid gunship. This is a much smaller one as well, but we can definitely zoom in a lot more. Very bug-like as well, very odd. But the HMP droid gun ship was operated by an advanced droid brain during the Clone Wars, armed with several laser cannons. As for the design, like I said, it was very like bug-like to me, just because like the eyes here where the turbo lasers are. It's very rustic, but I feel like for the Confederacy, I guess, you know, designs like these kind of make sense. And it actually does look pretty good, especially for like a ship that you'd see from this viewpoint, you know. Coming really in, actually looks really nice, I've got to say. You see all are they torpedo launchers? I'm not sure. But there you go. So there's your HMP droid gunship. Don't really want to spend too much time on the smaller ships, because I know all of you guys want to get straight into the big ones. But here, some of you might know this one very well in the Fall of the Republic Empire War mod, which is the Hardcell, which I commonly use as the Confederacy in the game. So the Hardcell is also known as the Techno Union ship. It has a full titanium hull with about 220 meters in length, and of course turreted laser cannons, forward laser cannons, and missile launchers on some of the models. So, and here we actually do have our hard points here. So we got our hyperdrive and reactor, and you got our heavy lasers. We got our bridge, hard cell transport. Well, no, that's the actual name of the bloody ship. There's the heavy laser there, fire control, sensors, heavy laser, ECM, so on and so forth. So yeah, it's nice to see we're getting hard points on ships this small already. But going back to no hard points, we've actually got the Diamond Cruiser, which is also called the Gothic Light Cruiser in this mod. It actually does say Diamond Cruiser when you select it in the build option. Definitely sporting a little bit of a different design compared to the one that we are known to use in, well, like in the mod Fall of the Republic. It's definitely got a bit of a different design here. And I do prefer the Fall of the Republic's one. But with the Diamond Cruiser, it is, of course, a very effective anti-fighter for the Commerce Guild and Confederacy. And whilst there's not much information on this ship, it first appeared in the 2002 Star Wars film, Star Wars Saga film, sorry, and episode 2 of Attack of the Clones. So that's all I really have to say about the ship. Like I said, I prefer the design in Fall of the Republic, but you know, that gets the job done, if you will. And again, it's a very small ship, so like when you're playing at this, you know, zoomed out camera, you know, models like these don't necessarily matter too much. And in here is one I'm not very familiar with, is the Wavecrest frigate. Very interesting design, and I gotta say, I actually really love like the gritty textures and shaders used on this ship. I don't think they're like using normal mapping to get like a gritted effect out of it. I just think it's a texture that looks like it's got very harsh lighting on it, because if I turn the camera around, those shadows aren't moving as I turn the camera. They're all stationaried at a 90 degree. So I no normal mapping there, just some clever texture designs. But yeah, I gotta say, very interesting model as well, and it's a really decent designed ship. Like compared to like as we said, the New Republic, which I was kind of like sorely disappointed by. It's actually really neat, you know. Like, and again, I'm not very familiar with this ship, but with the Wavecrest, again, it's not much documented on a frigate like this, but it was introduced in 20 BBY and designed by Given of Yagdal. So there's that. We only have one hard point here. No, we don't. We have loads. We actually have tons here. Jesus. And the heavy turbo lasers. Okay, this one's definitely more final built, because this is crazy. Like highlighting all of the heavy turbo lasers here. Really neat. Especially, you can highlight the point laser defense. Okay. This actually is really decked out well. This is definitely probably final. Man, imagine having this quality of ship for all of them in this mod and stuff. Like, I'd really enjoy playing this mod if it was like fully finished, for sure. Wow. I love the engines as well. Great design. So there you go. Alrighty, moving on to the next one. So one that you all probably are very familiar with as well, the Reticent Destroyer. It is a long-range ship with effective damage. Kind of like a... I use this in like a... Kind of like in a sniper sense when I was playing Fall of the Republic. Using them from long distance and getting the most damage out of them, because they're not the most durable ship. You have to have them protected. But yeah, again, like I actually do like the design. I know I've been critical of like the rusty, gritty noise design, but here it actually looks pretty neat. You know, like I get the use of it for this faction. I really do like it quite a lot. And under here you can see I mean, like, you don't even see the underside of the ship, but here it's pretty well designed, and the textures kind of work, especially when you're not really supposed to see much of it anyway. Engines look okay, I guess, but yeah, not too bad. No hard points, unfortunately not. Definitely not finished compared to like the Wavecrest frigate, but yeah, with the Reticent. It was also a flagship from General Grievous from time to time, and were commonly used. In fact, they were used as late as the Battle of Coruscant by the Separatist Navy. Excuse me. So yeah, there you go. And moving up the chain, I'm gonna quickly move this Munificent a little out of the way, because these three guys are absolutely losing their minds. So. Just bringing up the Munificent Star Frigate. The Munificent was otherwise known as the Separatist Frigate. and it comes in at 825 meters in length, with heavy turbo lasers, heavy ion cannons, twin light turbo lasers, hyperwave jammers, and more. So this was a very decked out frigate for sure. And actually, I should probably be using this a bit more in Fall of the Republic. What I'll need to do is I'll need to go back to that mod and do exactly what I've been doing with Thrawn's Revenge, and actually sitting down and reading up on the ship and their effectiveness in battle and so on and so forth. Good design, very similar to the one in Fall of the Republic. I really like the shine on the front of the hull here. Kind of looks, really goes well with the texture. Actually, yeah, to be fair, the textures all around here look pretty good, especially on the underside. I don't know, I feel like I get like, I don't know what it is, but like this very dark shadows to like emit like high contrast detail. Kind of like reminds me of like the Dreamcast era, and I'm sure I've mentioned this before in like some of the texture designs in a previous faction. But a lot of Dreamcast games in the day, like it was in that weird space of like somewhat low polygons but high textures. So texture mapping was less of an issue in that type of console, but polygons were still not as high as you'd know them in like PS2 and so on and so forth. Because don't mistake it, like Dreamcast was stronger in processing power and like graphical effects than like the PS1 and the N64. So they made do with higher texture designs, kind of like this, to give like pseudo like detail in lighting and so on and so forth. So yeah, I really do like this design of this ship. Very, very nice. I want to see what the engines look like when it moves, because the engines do not turn. Oh, that's nice. That's so nice. I like that. I dig that a lot. Anyway, moving on to where is he? He's hiding right underneath the right underneath the Subjugator. Can I move you? Yeah, please. Please, can I move you out? And you can move that way. Oh. And you can move that way. Okay. Let me, I'll cut back to when these guys are in a new position. Alrighty, we are back. Finally able to zoom in without any clipping. And we've got the Providence carrier. Of course, yeah, like I said, this is the carrier destroyer version, not to be mistaken by the Dreadnought version, which is infinitely bigger than this one. It comes in at 1,088 meters in length, and let me tell you about its armament. This is very decked out, this Providence. It's got like quad turbo lasers, heavy ion cannons, proton torpedoes, flak guns, tractor beam projectors, and more. Like, there is so much going for this ship. So I can understand why it's a very popular choice for players and lore alike. So coming in on these textures, much more grittier and darker. But actually, I wouldn't say it's very far off from like the Fall of the Republic one, because the Providence in that mod is quite dark. I think it's in Thrawn, and it's the same with Thrawn's Revenge as well. I can't remember if it got a visual update yet. I'm not sure. I don't even know if there's one coming out, if I'm honest. I'm taking a big guess there, but look at that. You can go right through the hangar. Ooh. That's actually really cool. Able to go right through the hangar and then right out the other end. That's really neat. I actually really like that. Oh, you can't highlight them, but I'm assuming that's where the turbo lasers are as well. So it looks like they've been placed. You just can't click them. Interesting. That's actually a really smart way to place them in, so they don't stand out like a sore thumb. Because you've got some models where they're just like plonking them right on top of textures like this, and it just sticks out, like, doesn't look so great. You've got like some yellow paint job. If I can just quickly zoom out here. Some yellow paint job here to give it some variety. Good ship, you know, like, I feel like this faction definitely has had a lot of love compared to some of the others. Nothing in the sense of like the Empire faction, of course, but you know, like these models look pretty good, you know. I've got to say, I was not looking like after the New Republic. I just thought like, okay, all the other factions are going to be of this quality, but they're not by a long shot. So very impressed, very, very impressed. Alrighty, moving on to the Lucrehulk battleship. That's spelt wrong. Battleship. And I've got to say, I actually really like this model. Wow, look, you can see right inside the hangars here. That's so cool. Really good textures as well. Like, I mean, you've got like this shine you can see here. And where the metals are rusted. I like it. That's good. And inside here, that's all just like 2D textures around there. But it's nice that they've actually gone ahead and just like modeled all around the inside rather than like putting like a 2D texture in and stuff. Really impressed by that. That looks really, really nice. So, of course, like this is the battleship variant. Not to be confused, of course, by the droid one. Yeah, the droid control ship that we can see here. Let me go ahead and actually remove those. Yeah, so with this one, it is a primary capital ship for the Trade Federation. And like most Lucrehulks, they were carrier cargo haulers, but they were refitted for offensive use by the Sith. And the armament on these bad boys are crazy. So you've got like quad turbo lasers, laser cannons, point defense laser batteries, tons of standard turbo lasers, and more. These were incredibly heavy hitters indeed. So, and trust me, insanely expensive in Fuller Republic. On a skirmish side point. Can't say for the Galactic Conquest. I haven't played Galactic Conquest in Fuller Republic yet. Don't judge me. I will get around to it, I promise. But yeah, there you go. That is the Lucrehulk. I gotta say, really impressed by this one. I wish I could zoom in. Can I be cheeky and like zoom in even more? What if I zoom in all the way? Oh no, it ends here. Okay. Oh man, that's cool though. Going right inside the hangar here. I like it. And you've got some separate ones here that don't go as deep. Whoa. Crazy. Nice, I like that. That's good. I dig that. And finally, for our last ship is the Subjugator Star Cruiser. And if you are not aware of the Subjugator, it is a heavy cruiser variant with 2 mega iron cannons on either side, which are called iron dispersal cannons in this mod. Which could absolutely disable other space units. Like being hit by one of these would like completely knock out your shields and make you a sitting duck, essentially. It was also a flagship for General Grievous as well during the Clone Wars, and it comes in at 4,845 meters in length. And tons of firepower, as you can see by all of these hard points. This is definitely not all of them by far. You've got tons over here as well. So yeah, you've got like medium, heavy, medium, and light twin turbo lasers, proton torpedoes, tractor beam emitters, and that's just the beginning of it. Like I could list off literally all of them, but I wouldn't want to waste your time on something like that. Sorry, I just got a text that my laundry man's coming. Oof. So yeah, really iconic design, very odd design ship for sure. Kind of like a shark mouth. Like in the front here, and you've got like some characteristics of the Providence in the back as well. So you've got all your heavy turbo lasers listed on the back here, and then you've got your heavy iron cannons here. I'd like to see these in action at some point. Maybe we'll do a video where we slam all these factions together and see who comes out on top. And just like all these like heavy turbo laser, heavy turbo laser, heavy turbo laser, heavy turbo laser, heavy. Is it anything other than heavy turbo laser here? No? Okay. They're just all listed as heavy. They do stick out a little bit, like the colors compared to the texture they're sitting on. Doesn't like bode super well, but you know, that's fine. I love like the bit in the side here. This looks really cool. Man. Imagine sitting in the front of this, eh? Crazy. But yeah, there you go. There's your Subjugator Star Cruiser. And of course, like the just to mention, I forgot to mention about the Lucrehulk. There is a droid variant in this mod. The droid variant is like a little bit smaller, which of course it would be. It only stands in at 2,425 while I think like this Lucrehulk we're seeing here is 3,170 meters. So the droid variant, 2,425 meters. And another difference being that it's not as decked out in terms of weapon loadout. It's mostly focused on like an array of transmitters and broadcasting for droid armies when going into battle. So that's something to take note of. I can't actually build it now because it only allows you one of the two, and I thought I'd just show you the battlecruiser variant because that's much more interesting, I'd assume. But yeah, there you go. Those are the list of ships that I wanted to show you guys. Not as much as some of the other factions, but I feel like these were the ones that are the most important, or that are most known. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about these ships. And of course, if you want me to actually put these against AI or even possibly players, let me know in those comments down below. Like, I'll judge it by likes. So if I see a comment that's like, yes, I want like PvE or PvP matches of this mod, and it gets a lot of likes, I might look at recording one or two for you guys. But yeah, there you go. This is the final faction. We've gone through all 4 of them. It's been a bit of a ride. I really like this mod. I just wish it was finished and more playable, but it is what it is. I'm just glad it exists. But other than that, guys, you have been watching EcksToo. I've been Charlie, and I said that the wrong way around, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.